The purpose of this opportunity today is to really help educate students within middle school and above to learn about different careers and start that exploration piece by learning about the different types of professions that are out there. So today, let me welcome Rachel Pitchford. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. So, as Erica mentioned, my name is Rachel Pitchford, and I am the founder and principal advisor, which is a fancy way of saying I am a marketing strategist and consultant at Life Advisors LLC. And so, under that umbrella, or one of the things that I offer in my company is pretty much just having the coolest job in the world, in my opinion. And so, I get to marry the concepts of being able to study and analyze human behavior to help businesses make I help people like your business or yourself so much that they want to buy stuff from you. And so, how I delved into that field was I started at Blackhawk College studying business management and marketing. From there, I became involved in what is called the Public Relations Network of the Quad Cities. Through that, I had the opportunity to attend over the course of 4+ years, going to various lunch and learns where we were having these speakers who would come in. So it was pretty much free education that was also enhancing that knowledge that I was learning through my education at that time. Became involved in that organization at a board level, was their director of events, and just that ball just kept rolling over time to help me progress in my career. And so, how I became the founder of my own organization is as I was progressing through, different jobs, as you start learning, you're ready to grow and move on at times. And so, in my previous position, I had the opportunity to serve as the director of a marketing for a chain of audiology clinics that had 14 locations, so serving 14 different markets as the sole person. And so in that role, really had the opportunity to delve in pretty much every area from buying commercials to the creation of those commercials, radio ads, any flyers or brochures that you see. So from the graphic design piece, just all of the things. And so just having the opportunity to have so many of those different experiences really prepared me to venture out, especially during the pandemic when, things were a little, just a little more uncertain, and just really having those skills under my belt to be able to do my own thing, kind of safely from home, and had built up the network and to be able to be very successful in that ever since. And so, really happy to be able to have those experiences.
So some of our listeners might want to know, oh my gosh, how awesome is that you got to create flyers and do commercials and things like that. Where did you gain the experience or the skills to be able to do that?
So, again, a lot of that came from some of that, I guess we would call it free education from being a part of different organizations and associations. But that is something that I really highly value and like to stress to people who are interested in becoming a marketer or in one of the different disciplines is really some of that self study. So I do ongoing education pretty much at all times. So whether it is paid or if you're using some platforms like, that's in your community or even online, I think people would be surprised at how much you can gain just from some of those free education courses or even just platforms such as YouTube or even TikTok these days. And so, really kind of taking advantage of some of those opportunities to stay on top of those trends, because especially with social media, we know that's changing from day to day. And marketers do so much more than create viral dance moves and, do all the things that people see at that surface level. So, really just being able to stay on top of those things and really just stressing making those industry connections through networking and then being engaged in your industry or in the community in general.
So I love that you bring up like TikTok and YouTube because again, this generation is
Yeah.
really into that and most of them know way more about those platforms than some old person like me. So I think a lot of our kiddos are starting with that and being able to understand how that works. So how do you encourage them to be reaching out and building a networking group, because I know a lot of these kiddos today are also very used to just talking to themselves or meeting people online. Is that okay that they're meeting people online?
Yes, and one thing that I really, really highly valued was my experiences when I did meet you, Erica, was in the student life capacity. So just getting involved, no matter how minor it seems. So even at that junior high level, high school level, really taking advantage of the opportunities to really grow those communication skills, those networking skills very early in life or as early as possible to help transition into some of those more advanced roles in the community, should that be of interest. And I really hope it is of interest to most people because the value that it has had to me in my life, it literally changed my life being involved in student activities on campus or throughout school. And so as they're taking advantage of those different opportunities, it helped prepare me when I mentioned being a part of the public relations network of the Quad Cities that helped prepare me for those leadership roles and then be able to keep growing my career, whether it was through those network associations or through those education pieces, picking up those different tidbits and trends and, that knowledge here and there. I think it just really propelled my career to the next level and has contributed to a lot of my success today. Shout out to Erica.
Oh, thank you. What skills would you say are important for somebody that might be interested in doing marketing?
I would say a high level of communication. So typically, it may often seem to people that is an independent role, but really you are collaborating with many different departments of an organization if you choose it as a career, a traditional career. And so it is a collaboration between a sales department, which is surprising to a lot of people that is completely independent of marketing. So marketing brings qualified leads, but it is the sales department's, it is their focus to close those deals. And so, really making sure those collaborative efforts make sense to each other with upper management, whether there are products that are being released in the company. And so, there really is a high level of communication and understanding that is needed for that. So, I would absolutely encourage any building of communication skills that a person can have, or any, maybe insecurities that they may have surrounding that, really addressing some of those things kind of earlier while you have the opportunity, whether through public speaking or different clubs and organizations, really getting a handle on that so you can be very successful in your career and everyone is on the same page and aligned on those projects. A second one, if you are creative, that definitely is very helpful in that regard because as trends are, forever evolving, if you have some creative ideas or just that creative spark, that can definitely help you excel as well. And thirdly, I would also mention the ability to, I think, a lot of resilience and be patient. Sometimes it could be a little it can excite some anxiety when you don't see results right away. And so a lot of the marketing is data driven, a little more than people may realize, but it takes time to develop data. And so you might be sitting there like, oh, is this going to go viral? Is this going to be a success? But you may or may not know, until 3 months from now or 6 months from now, because there really isn't enough for you to know how this has performed. And so really just having that patience and that confidence in, your abilities and what just really trusting your knowledge and your instincts and, just giving yourself some grace in the meantime that, it may take some time to find out if what you have come up with or conceptualized is going to be a success or not.
So I know that you had a business management degree. What type of education are employers looking for somebody that has marketing experience?
I would say, kind of going back to, so whether it's that general marketing degree, communications is also highly valuable to employers in that regard. And I would always encourage a person either minoring in a very specific aspect of marketing or double majoring in something that is related. I speak to that because there is one challenging part of marketing is most people think you have every skill that falls under that umbrella. They expect you to be a graphic designer, a copywriter, a web designer, and all those things. And it really is multiple people's disciplines and jobs. But if you're able to pick up those skills, that can be extremely valuable in the workplace if you're saying, hey, I'm a marketer, but also graphic design is my jam. That can go a very long way because you're seen as such a high value employee versus just kind of a jack or Jill of all trades. They know that you have this specific discipline, and as you're targeting those type of jobs, or career field, or even as a self-employed person, that shows that you have that specific set of knowledge that can help you, really grow or be that go-to person for that thing.
Awesome. So we're about running out of time here, but I want you, if you don't mind, please tell us one of your favorite things about your job.
I would say my favorite thing about the job is, it might sound cliche, but I literally get to use what I have learned and creativity to help people solve their problems. So a lot of my clientele are either new entrepreneurs who are like, I have this amazing idea, but I have no idea what to do with it. I already have started, and even though I know it's great, no one knows about it. Or, just some of those different things. And to be able to help them in that regard is actually very rewarding, especially when they start to see results. And especially if they see them way quicker than they originally anticipated. It's just a really good feeling to have, because a lot of times this is what people are relying on to feed their families, or, they've taken a significant risk or investment in order to, try this thing that they're passionate about. And so to help them bring that to life is very, very rewarding.
I want to thank you so much for your time today,
Yes,
Rachel.
absolutely.
And
Thank you
thank you
for
for
having me.
explaining your awesome job.
Yes.
So
Yes, thank you, Rachel.
this is
Yes,
going to go out
absolutely.
for all of the students to listen and learn a little bit more about what marketing is. And so we just really want to say thank you for helping build that next workforce. So I hope
Yes,
you have a great rest of
absolutely.
your day. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.